Good morning from Southern Oregon. We are working on our greenhouse today, and we're gonna do something with our greenhouse that probably not a lot of people do, which is to insert a Cob wall for a solar sink. So put a Cob wall right in here using pallets and some deer fence. Could use chicken wire, didn't have any. And then we will kind of get a nice level in here. The frame has rebar that's driven through each independent frame. This thing blew away in one of our greatest windstorms we've had in years. It's made in China. And so we lost a lot of panels. So came back and caulked it. Kind of seems to be doing well, but you can see not a complete fit. Such is life. Fill this with sand, clay, and straw. Rebar it down with some water and a drip line. Take some clay from right there and see what we can do with this so that it can hold temperature in wintertime to keep seeds, because we have no power here. We live about 20 minutes to the nearest supply of anything, whether it's the hardware store or straw or groceries. Most often it's more like 40 minutes into town, so that's been the hardest part of this job, is just getting all of the gear, whether it's tons and tons of free pallets or straw or anything for that matter. It takes a lot of driving around, but it's definitely worth it to live out here, which is truly epic. So, as you can see, the pallets are being used for beds that will be used. It's gonna fill this entire thing up with cob. Well, believe it or not, this half pallet and that pallet and a third of this took me 3 hours to do by hand by myself. I changed plans. It was a great workout, but I don't have time or the patience to do that. However, the impetus for all of this was to get these three as a standing wall built high on cob so that it will create that thermal mass. So the new plan is we've lined this with gopher mesh, because gophers are absolutely horrendous here. And we are going to fill the bottom part of these with that gravel that you just saw that's outside. And then all of this will be actual cob. So we will return to making the cob, and that is going to create a heat sink for the sun in the wintertime. Our neighbor gifted his bubble wrap pool liner, so this was a free resource, and I am just going to basically line this entire inner side with this pool liner, and then I'm going to create a hugelkulture, and I'm going to cut out the back of this by hand. All of this will probably get carved out like this. I want to create more of a path that I've already begun here. All of that is going to get brought into the greenhouse. It's already blown away in a giant windstorm because the pieces don't fit. So came back at some point and filled all of the cracks with some silicone. I have plumbed in some water right here that goes underneath. That'll get fixed up, and that goes to our tank, which is also plumbed down, and that will go to the mother garden. And I filled these with gravel all the way down. Installed a few posts because I'd like to hang things and put a trellis right there. But now I'm gonna go get some wheelbarrows of manure. I'm gonna clean all that up, put some manure in there, add some wood, add another layer of gopher netting. Keep going around and around. I will seal this up All right, we're at a very exciting stage. Cob wall is finished and the sides are on. Water supply done. Just got done snowing, everything's been melting, and this baby is finally ready and done. Putting some seeds in their little things, in the dirt itself to kind of help insulate it. We've got straw on both sides, along with some insulation and some gravel. Got our trellis up. Got our in-ground greens, little copper wire even for some electroculture experimentation, and then our cob. It is noticeably warmer in here. And then we've got a little bit of water plumbed in from our tank just over there.
Oh, just about to, kid.
July 29th, 2023. First year at the greenhouse. Opening up our high security system. Things are moving along. It is pretty crazy in here. Got our peppers starting to come out. Yep. And somehow we are now growing pickles and squash in our raised garden bed, along with tomatoes, peppers, walking stick kale, more massive tomatoes. Have fun with your experimentations, and as always, grow more.